I think we need to start practicing the art of starting over every single day. Let's talk about why Project 30 is life-changing. I've done a video like this before. I'll put it over here. But essentially, what I do every month when I start to feel like I'm off track is I will create myself a little Project 30. You've seen different versions of this online everywhere, whether it's the 75 hard, 75 soft, Project 50, 66 till it sticks, all different versions of essentially the same programming. You give yourself a certain number of days and a certain number of rules, and you essentially have to check off those boxes for each of those rules every day for however many days you pick. 75 hard seems hard. I don't want to do it. 75 soft seems a little too soft. Project 50 feels like a big commitment. So Project 30 is my sweet spot. I currently do my Project 30 and keep it in my scrapbook. I'll show you an example. I used to print out my Project 30 and it didn't print out on one page, so I would have to flap it. Now, because I use a bullet journal with the dots and stuff, I just kind of draw it in there and I put my rules, and essentially, yeah, grab yourself a pen, a highlighter, a ruler, that's all you need. So let's talk about why I think my Project 30 is life-changing. I hope it helps. So my big goal for the 2026 was to get more consistent and on top of being a YouTuber. That was really important for me. The way I decide what to put on my Project 30 board is by looking at my overall goal for the year. So if my overall goal for the year is to become a YouTuber, this means that for 30 days, each of those boxes will get me closer to my goal. Coming into Q3, I was having a lot of hesitance and resistance about just getting back to it because, it's easy to fall into the mindset of, oh, I've fallen off and I'm so far behind now that what's the point? Seriously? The point is you want to build your dream life and you are the only one who can do it. So you have to keep putting in the work. That's the point. Let's practice the art of starting over, shall we? Let's go make a Project 30 for August. What we're going to be doing today is making a Project 30. I keep these in my scrapbook. I have another one over here with a printed out version, but I actually kind of like just drawing it in better. So is a ruler and a pen. It does help that I use dotted paper. Not necessarily pretty, but it does the job. Project 30, the month and the theme. And then when you're ready, you can color it in. Okay, bye. This was my Project 30 for June. As you can see, I have my little blue boxes. I literally call it that. It's kind of cute. My friends will be like, oh, how are you doing on your blue boxes today? And I'll be like, oh, it's awesome. I've checked off every blue box for the day. And then some days it's like, ooh, I checked off 2. I really need to put my head down and focus. This blue box system, or whatever color boxes you want to do, it works wonders for my brain. The way I feel guilty almost for not getting all of my blue boxes done. So for June, I had 7 rules for 30 days. My rules for June were connection, meditate, create, care, move, grow, and adult. And on the page next to it, I basically broke down what each rule meant. So for connection, that could look like going on a date night, having a girls' day, calling home. For meditation, it could be going for a walk outside. It could be dancing, breath work, going to a hot yoga class would count. I have a creation box. So essentially that could be throwing on my wheel, doing photo shoots, going to museums, scrapbooking, big one for me, of course. And then, of course, filming and editing YouTube videos. That was kind of the whole point. I don't know if I've been ranting far too long. That was June's. Project 30 for July, which is where we're at now, is we're on the 27th, 28th. And Project 30's monthly theme was dedication. So really getting back on track and sticking to the plan, not the mood. And I've only got 2 blue boxes filled in, but that's okay because I already have a game plan for the rest of my day. That's the point of the blue boxes. That's the point of Project 30. I'm starting over every single day. I did it. Here we have our Project 30 for August. So of course on this side I have all of my blue boxes, or I guess they're just boxes until I color them in blue. And on this side I have a little breakdown of what each section, rule, whatever you want to call it, means to me. For August, we're going with the theme of YouTube because that is really where I need to put more of my focus. I keep saying I want to do that and then not going balls to the wall. I just keep kind of dipping my toe in and I'm over it. My 7 boxes for August Project 30 consist of all things YouTube. First on the list is research. Basically, consuming as a creator and not as a consumer. Blue square number 2 is planning. My next blue box would be actually filming the video. Filming more than I think I need to, because more often than not, you end up editing down an hour's worth of footage to like 2.5 minutes, and then you realize you don't have a whole video. So film more than you think you need to. Film lots and lots and lots. My next blue box is editing. My next blue box is posting. Pretty short and sweet, just post every week. And then my last blue box is analytics. So going into YouTube Studio and looking at which of my videos are performing relatively well, what information can I gather to move forward. And I just think that with the theme being completely dedicated to YouTube is very helpful, I guess, because YouTube's always been a goal for me. Essentially, the only thing I haven't been pouring into is YouTube. And truthfully, it's just because I'm afraid I'll fail. The August theme is just YouTube. Every blue box is committed to the YouTube. And the reason I'm making all of these blue boxes YouTube related is because I know from previous Project 30s that I'm not putting enough energy into YouTube. So it doesn't have to be YouTube for you. Whatever you want to do, make that your big thing. And, maybe if you just want to get your lifestyle back on track, it does look something like July's Project 30, which is eating well, moving your body, entertaining a passion, and self-care, whatever it is. For me, like I said, I've gone through this a few times enough to know that there's one major goal that I want more than the rest that I keep putting on the back burner because I'm so afraid. I want it so bad that I'm so afraid I'll fail, and that would just be heartbreaking. If it's something really big, dedicate all of your blue boxes to said goal. And again, the whole point of Project 30 is so that every day you are faced with the things that matter to you, and are you or are you not going to check these boxes off? It's a little intimidating, to be honest. It's terrifying sometimes. But every single day I can come back to my Project 30 board and I can look at it and say, okay, did I do that today? No. Did I do that today? Yeah, actually I did. As long as something is colored in every day, I will consider it forward progress. Every day something must be colored in. This is what I'm telling myself so that I actually achieve the goals that I put in place for myself 3 years ago. So let's do Project 30 together. Let me know what you're putting on your board. Let me know what your big goal is. Or if it's just lifestyle, what are we adjusting? And if you're also on the tube, if you're also a content creator and you're filming your progress or your journey, let me know. I need other creator friends. I don't have any. And of course, check out my previous Project 30 video. Lots of good information in there. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.